Hello, students. Very warm wishes of the day. I hope everyone is staying home and safe, and you must be taking care of everyone around you and your parents, also of yourself. I hope everyone is taking care well of yourself. Okay, so before I start my class, let's start the day with a beautiful message which has a beautiful meaning. Now, what does it say? That never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Yes, that's very true because life never stops teaching you, so you should never stop learning. Whatever age you reach, whatever situation you are, whatever in field you are, whatever things you have achieved in your life, never stop learning. Never ever stop learning. Okay. So, hello everyone, this is Gunjan. I welcome you all to my GK classes. Today, we are going to discuss some another important chapters. These are national sports, the armed forces, popular names, and number words. We are going to discuss about these in detail. So, let's start our class. Ready, everyone? Let's start then. Yes. So, our first topic is about the national sports. Now, what are these national sports? Each and every country they have a very popular sport, and they they also consider this sport as their national sport. Starting with our own proud country, India, let's find it out. So, we will be reading about the national sports of some countries. First is hockey is the national game of India. As I've already told you earlier, also I have discussed about this that hockey is the national game of India. And why hockey is the national game of India? Because we have won many gold medals continuously in the Olympics. That is why hockey is very popular in India also, and also it is most popular game in many countries of the world. Not only in India hockey is popular, also hockey is popular in many countries of the world. Next we have is in 1991 the Sri Lankan government named volleyball as their national sport. So in the year of 1991 Sri Lankan government has chosen volleyball as their national sport. Talking about kabaddi, most of you love to play kabaddi, right? So it is the national sport of which country? Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Okay. Kabaddi is also popular in India. As I told you that if a country is having a national sport, it doesn't mean that the game is played there only, in that country only. No. The game is played and popular in other parts of the world also. Next we have is in Canada. In Canada there are two national sports. One is lacrosse in summer and second is ice hockey in winter. I'll just show you the picture. See, this is the picture of playing the hockey and this is the picture of playing the ice hockey. I just told you the name, it's Canada. Canada has two national sports. It's ice hockey in winter. Next we have is cricket. Cricket is the national game of Australia. I hope you also love to watch cricket. Okay, moving ahead. A form of kickboxing called Muay Thai. It is the national sport of Thailand. It's quite easy to remember. Muay Thai and Thai is Thailand. So you can quickly remember Muay Thai is the national sports of which country? Thailand. Next we have is in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, Buzkashi. Buzkashi which somewhat resembles polo. ये एक पोलो की तरह गेम है जो ये बुज काशी इट्स रिटन हियर इट रिजेंबल्स पोलो सो इट इज़ द नेशनल स्पोर्ट ऑफ विच कंट्री अफगानिस्तान yes moving ahead we have is the Bhutanese people are very fond of archery. I'll just show you. In Bhutan archery is very popular. This is a person who is involved in the game of archery and this is what? Volleyball. Next we have is Japanese. The Japanese people traditionally regard sumo as their national sport. So, sumo is the national sport of which country? Japanese. You can see this fight. So, this game is basically sumo. Next we have is nearly all the West Indian island regard cricket as their national sport. So cricket is not only the national game of Australia only, it is nearly all the West Indian island. Also I would like to tell you that it doesn't mean that one country can have the national sport at that particular national sport as their only. Like if I talk about hockey only, so hockey is the national game of Pakistan as well. So it doesn't mean one national game is allowed to be a national game of only one country. It can be popular in other countries also. So it can be the same game can be the national game of other countries also. I hope these few points about the national sport is clear to you. Moving ahead for the next page. Next we have is the armed forces. Now what are these armed forces and what do they do? The armed forces, they protect our country. Like if you are in your house, then there are many elder people to you who are protecting you always, who are taking care of you. Similarly, to protect the whole country, we have the armed forces. The armed forces protect our country and they make us really, really very proud. We are very, very proud of these armed forces. Just because of these armed forces only, we are living safely in our homes, we are living fear free in our homes, and we are living our lives. These the this life is just because of the armed forces only. You may means you can't believe how much effort does it take to keep your country as safeguard. So it's very the armed forces are the one just because of whom we are living very safely. Okay, so let's read about them. Role of the army. What is the role of the army? See, there are many armed forces, like we have the army, we have air force, we have navy, we have coast guard. Now we will be studying about the roles of each in particular armed forces. Let's start with the army. What does army do? Army protects the country against external threats. Means whatever the external threats are there to the country, army protects us from the external threats. And also they assist the civil administration during internal security disturbances. Whenever there are internal security disturbances, they also assist the civil administration. Also, like whenever we have the natural calamities like floods and earthquake, right now Assam is in very much help. I just can't imagine, and we just can't imagine what the situation is going there. If I talk about the national park also, it is almost 95% sunk and 96 animals nearly, this is the rough idea that these animals have also died. So Assam is in great need of help. So to protect these natural calamities, to organize relief operations during the natural calamities like floods and earthquake, army do help us. They organize the relief operations. So, if you are listening to my voice, I would just like to say a few words that if anyhow you can help Assam. Right now we are already dealing with this pandemic, but if you can really help Assam, please do even if you can help just 1% of bit, so that will also help Assam people. Please, if in any way you can make it possible to send the help, please go for it. Okay, next we have is the role of air force. Now what is the role of air force? They protect the country through counter air, counter surface, strategic and combat support operations. So they protect the country in a different way. Army protects the country in a different way. Similarly, Navy and Coast Guard, they protect the country in different ways. Also, they provide aid. Aid means help. They provide aid to the civil authorities, and they also organize relief operation during natural calamities like floods and earthquake. Next is, they also provide aid for the large scale movement of military and paramilitary personnel. Next is they also cater the needs of a large number of airmen and jawans in remote and inaccessible outputs. So they do help us a lot. They don't just help the people from protecting the threats or these, but they also help us like providing the relief operation whenever there is a natural calamities or in different manners. So they do help us and protect us. They keep us safe. Next we have is the role of the Navy. Navy, what does Navy do? It safeguard our national interest on and under the surface of ocean. So below the surface of ocean and over the surface of ocean, they safeguard the national interest. They also organize relief operation during the natural calamities like floods and earthquake. They also provide aid to the civil authorities. Next we have is the role of the Coast Guard. They prevent poaching, smuggling, and other illegal activities. Whatever illegal activities are being carried out in the country, the Coast Guard they prevent us from this. Pollution control, rescue, and protection of marine environment. They also help in protecting the marine environment, the pollution control, and also they also organize relief operation during the natural calamities. So you can clearly see that here everyone is ready to help those people who got injured or suffered due to these natural calamities. Everyone should be together in these tough situations. Like we have been countering over the pandemic of this COVID-19. So we should always be together in these tough situations also. Moving ahead for the next page, next chapter we have is the popular names. Popular names, or we can call them sobriquets, or we can call them as the nickname. Like you must be having a name other than your real name. You must be called by some different name in your family. Similarly, there are the names of the places also. Like England. England is also known by a different name. So let's find the nickname or sobriquets or popular names of these countries. First we have is England. Now students, as I have told you many times, please don't draw these lines. Don't you ever draw these lines. Please write the numbering. You can see these numberings are written. You can see this ABCD is written. What you can simply do is you can simply write the number behind them. That's it. Please don't draw the line. Okay, so let's discuss England. England is also known by the name of the land of hope and glory. So we will simply write 1 in front of land of hope and glory. Next we have is Canada. Now Canada is also known by the name of the Great White North. The Great White North is the nickname of Canada. Next is Guyana. Guyana is known by the name of the land of many waters. Land of many waters is the nickname of Guyana. Next we have is Albania. Albania is the name, it also has the nickname as Land of the Eagles. Land of Eagles is the nickname of which country? Albania. Next we have is Slovenia. So the other name of Slovenia is the sunny side of the Alps. The sunny side of the Alps is the nickname of which country? Slovenia. Next we have is the Japan. Japan, it has the other name as the land of rising sun. Okay, so land of rising sun in the world is Japan. But I told you something else also. Land of rising sun in India. I am talking about in India. Land of rising sun in India is Arunachal Pradesh. In world, it's Japan. In India, it's Arunachal Pradesh. Next we have is Venezuela. Venezuela, it has the other name as Land of Grace. Land of Grace is the other name of which country? Venezuela. Next we have is Israel. Okay, so what is the nickname of Israel? The Holy Land. The Holy Land is the other name of Israel. Next we have is New Zealand. So, New Zealand is popularly known by the name of Land of the Long White Cloud. Land of the Long White Cloud is the nickname of New Zealand. Next we have is Mongolia. Mongolia has the other popular name as the Land of the Blue Sky. Land of the Blue Sky is the popular name of which country? New Zealand. Sorry, Mongolia. Mongolia. Next we have is the Egypt. Now, Egypt is also popularly known by the name of the Gift of the Nile. The Gift of the Nile is a popular name of which country? Egypt. Last but not the least, we have is South Africa. So, Rainbow Nation. You must have seen rainbows, right? So, Rainbow Nation is the other name of which country? South Africa. South Africa is popularly known as the Rainbow Nation. I hope these are clear to you and you can solve them in your book. Next page we have is the number words. This is very interesting. Now you have to do in this, you have to read the statement and you have to write whether they are true or false. But we are not only just going to write true or false. If we got any false statement, we are also going to correct it. Okay, students? So I'll be telling you the correct statement as well. First we have is the quadrennial. Okay, whenever you see this word quad means 4. Wherever you see this word, it means 4. Okay, so it means something that recurs every 5 years. But we have just now understood that quad, wherever we see, it is related to the word 4. So, this statement is false. This is not correct because quadrennial means something that recurs every 4 years, not 5 years. I hope first statement is clear. Moving ahead for the next one. A magazine or other periodical issued every 2 weeks, means every 14th day, is called as the fortnightly. Yes, it's very true. Whenever a magazine or any other periodical is issued every 2 weeks or we are submitting the work every 2 weeks, then it will be called as the fortnightly. Next we have is a century. So I'll just also tell cent. Cent means 100. Like you have percent, right? You have centimeter. So whenever you see cent, it is related to the word 100, and here also it is written as a century is a period of 100 years. So yes, it's very true. We are not going to write yes or no. We are going to write true or false. So again, it's true. So whenever you see the word cent, just relate it with the 100. Next we have is the term noon refers to 12 o'clock at night. I hope everyone knows this. It's false. It is in the morning. Why do you call good afternoon after 12 o'clock? Because it's noon, and afternoon means after 12 o'clock. Okay. Next we have is the term silver jubilee. This term silver jubilee is used for 25th anniversary of a significant event. Yes, it's true. The term silver jubilee is used for the 25th anniversary of a significant event. Next we have is a millennium is a period of million year. No, not million. It's 1000. I'll just clear it to write. It's 1000. So a millennium is a period of how many years? 1000. Next we have is a decade. So again I'll just tell that if you see this word, okay, you must have seen this in decameter, decimeter, and there the values are related with each other in terms of 10. Right? In your maths you must have studied this table. So whenever you are talking about the dec, so it is a period of 10 year. Okay, so it's true. So whenever you see this word, just try to always relate the words and get their meanings as their root words. They really help you a lot. Even if you don't know the meaning, exact meaning, it is definitely going to help you. Next we have is a golden jubilee. A golden jubilee is a celebration to mark the 50th anniversary of a significant year. Yes, a silver jubilee is of 25th and a golden jubilee is the 50th anniversary. Silver jubilee is 25th and golden jubilee is 50th. Next we have is a septuagenarian. Now this word sept means seventh, means 7. Whenever you see like septuagenarian, so it is nearly around the 70s. So it is a person who is between 60 and 69 years old. No, I just told it is in 70s. So basically the correct age period is 70 to 79. Like I told you, septu means 70s, right? So 70 to 79 is the correct. The given statement is false. A septuagenarian is not a person who is between 60 and 69 years old. It is a person who is between 70 and 79 years old. I hope these few number words are clear to you. These were very interesting. I hope everything is clear to you. So that's all for today. Revise the topic and please complete the same in your books as well. Thank you all for listening. God bless you all. Thank you everyone.